Boppin, a somewhat antiquated game, mostly forgotten, ignored, but it came from a company called Accursed Toys back in 1994, and I enjoyed it. This was back in the ancient days of floppy disks, when floppy disks, the little 3x5 jobbies? The save icon in a lot of games. Anyway, this was the first game I ever did a playthrough of, and yeah, really not my best work. The game's a bit primitive by today's standards, but a neat little mix of puzzle and, precision target puzzle? I'm just going to call it puzzle gaming. The name of the genre is not that important. What matters is the game itself. The player is presented with a mixed assortment of icon blocks above them, and, one at a time, a similar icon is produced where it can be picked up and thrown at a specific angle at the mass above. When it hits blocks of a matching type, they vanish. And if you hit a block that doesn't match, or you miss completely and chuck it off the screen, that's bad. 3 strikes, you die, 3 deaths, the game is over. But you can continue where you left off, so it's no big deal. The challenge of the game comes from carefully aiming these angled throws, and in the fact that you have to clear blocks in certain specified patterns to release the trapped monsters inside, to allow them to once more wreak havoc on the video game world. Wait, what? We're monsters? Why are we doing this? Well, actually, the answer is explained in the opening. A crazed social justice A crazed individual by the name of Sweetie Honeybuns has decided that they knew what's best for everyone and sealed away all the bad things into the aforementioned block icons to make the world a better place. The problem is, this is a video arcade universe, much like in Wreck-It Ralph decades later, and no bad guys means no gameplay, and no gameplay means the arcade would shut down and their world would end. So, it's up to 2 little triangle men named Yeet and Boik to venture forth across the... Hold on, that has to be a typo in the script. Their names are actually... It's actually Yeet and Boik. That's what they're called. Anyway, carrying on, they venture forth across the land, matching blocks and setting the horrible beasties free in the name of continued existence for all. The game is actually a lot of fun if you're into that kind of thing, but I will say if you're not a fan of the match object color games, Dr. Mario-ish, Bejeweled kind of thing, Boppin is not going to bring enough new things to the table to change anyone's mind about the games. For those that do enjoy it, however, it's a diverting little time killer. The first game in the series was freeware, and all I owned as a kid, so that's all I covered on my channel. The games did continue, however, with Sweetie's son Oops Honeybuns taking over where his old man left off, plus seeking revenge for his father's murder, and probably trying to prove the worth of his existence. I don't think you give a kid much confidence when you name him Oops. Well, anyway, had I known how rare and forgotten this game would be years later, I might have finished it. It doesn't even have a wiki page. Searching for it diverts you to the page of the game's creator. Still, it was fun, an overlooked gem with a goofy premise, original aspects to the gameplay, and a quirky little art style. I realized that last paragraph sounded like it was wrapping things up already, but I would be doing the memory of the game a disservice if I didn't mention the blood option. When you appended -blood to the startup command for the game back in DOS, it got a little dark. Trigger warning dark. The game opened with an image of a teddy bear with a big butcher knife stabbed into it. Creepy, but, not all that disturbing. The gameplay look and feel remained the same, but when a player lost all 3 lives and died, the cute little triangle man would self-terminate. Graphically, with blood. Player 1 would take out a knife and commit seppuku, little eyes going wide with pain when he did it, and Player 2 would stare at the player for a moment, blink, take out a gun, put it in his mouth, and I don't think I need to paint you a picture. It didn't mess me up, even though I was young, but I had no real concept or experience with suicide. But some do, and that could mess somebody up. I don't know. I won't say you can't put it in a game for whatever reason for adults, just because I believe it's a little dark. And I probably thought it was really cool at that age. Anyway, this is disintegrating into pointless rambling at this point. I'm not sure if the game runs on modern systems. I had Windows XP when I did this one myself, and that's a little closer to what it was coded to run on. I think the web page is still up, and if it is, I'll put the link below to see if you can get it to run. It's a real shame, as the game wasn't bad. Thank you, YouTube. Have a pleasant day, and game on.